SABC News reporter, joins us live from Parktown, Johannesburg. Mabalenhle, thank you very much indeed for your time. So we heard about Transnet's alleged approving relocation payments of over R1 billion. Tell us more.
Good morning, Blaine. Definitely, we heard about how Transnet approved payments of around 618 million rand, which they paid to Bombardier Transport, and 647 million rand, which was paid to China North Rail. Now, these were payments that were meant to be for relocation, and it's basically EOMs that were supposed to be relocated from Pretoria to Durban. And we heard from the Commission, Mnyandu, telling the Commission that during their investigations, they found that there hadn't been anything to relocate to Durban, and there was actually no reason for those payments to have even been made. And he's basically saying that because work had not started and that the OEMs had not really set up shop in Pretoria, there was really nothing to relocate as a result. You'll hear what he has to say in the clip that's about to play right now.
It arose out of the fact that during July 2015, Transnet approved the relocation costs for both BT, Bombardier Transportation, and China North Rail at amounts of 618 million rand, 457,125 rands, and 647,181 rands, 494 rand, respectively. The issue of relocation, Chair, has been the subject of intense debate, riddled with allegations of corruption that was said to be associated with it.
Mabalenhle, you also reported that Mnyandu also testified about business expansion structured projects, which was wrongfully paid. 67 million rand, I think was the figure.
You know, just going back to the clip that we played earlier, we also heard Mnyandu saying that it was rather concerning how Transnet executives did not interrogate the numbers that they were given, but also referring to BEX, which is the, the business project, the name that, rather, my apologies, the business projects company that you mentioned earlier. In short, it's called BEX. And when he's talking about BEX, he talks about, an irregular contract between China North Rail and this BEX in particular. And he explains that the China North Rail consortium had invoiced 9.7 million rand for the relocation costs, and he says in over a year the relocation costs ballooned to 647 million rand, and he says that there was no justified reason for these escalations, and it's rather concerning that the Transnet executives did not interrogate this number. And basically after that, he says that he confirmed that that CNR had paid BEX an amount of 67 million rand. And we also heard that someone else, one of the witnesses before the testimony, before the commission rather, speaking about this number and this unjustified ballooning of costs, as well as this particular cost and contract not really making any commercial sense. This was Roberto Gonzalez, who was a minority shareholder at CNR South Africa, who said he had tried to bring this to the attention of Transnet executives, and however later found out that Siyabonga Gama had already signed a variation cost approving this payment. And basically at the heart of this contract is that it made no commercial sense, and that BEX shouldn't have received that 67 million rand that it received.
Interesting testimony indeed. We'll try to bring our viewers some of more of Mr. Mnyandu's testimony. I think is he wrapping up today, Mabalenhle?
Yes, we do expect him to wrap up. He is going to appear before the commission for only an hour or two, and then after that we also have someone else. Now this leg of the Transnet leg is basically going to see experts from MNS Attorneys, the people who were involved in investigating and compiling the forensic reports that were compiled by MNS on the irregularities that they found in the investigations relating to the acquisition of 1,064 locomotives, 100 locomotives, and 95 locomotives. So the next witness is also going to be corroborating some of other witnesses' testimonies, as well as some of the things that we've heard from other MNS attorney experts who have appeared before the Commission.
All right, we appreciate your reporting. We'll try to catch up with you a little later on. SABC News reporter Mabalenhle Mthetwa, they're live from Parktown, Johannesburg.